It's Thursday night here in, where are we? Dodger Stadium. Hi, Tribe fan. It's going to be game 6 here, and I got some, I don't know, I guess that's just the felt is starting to get a little worn here in my box, and that's okay. So it's going to be Cubs Dodgers. Dodgers with a 3-2 lead in the series. Cubs did well to extend the series to the 6th game after having to call on what amounts to an emergency starter off the mound in Game 5, and they end up winning that 8-6. So, and that was with a 4-run eighth, bottom of the 8th, in order to turn the tide on the Dodgers and get this game into back into the West Coast. So, or out to the West Coast. So, I need to get what the weather effects are. 11 for Los Angeles is going to be average. So, the ballpark singles will be 6s from the left and from the right, and then 11 from the left and 8 from the right for the home runs. And we will get going. Let's go through the two lineups. So remember that the Cubs are without Soriano now for the rest of the playoffs. He was injured in, I think it was Game 4, in fact, where he was injured. No, it was in Game 5. Yeah, so in any event, he is no longer available. So it'll be Mike Fontenot, second base, Mark DeRosa in left in this game. Derek Lee, first base, Aramis Ramirez, third base, Kazuki Fukudome, right field, Giovanni Soto catching, Jim Edmonds center, Ryan Terrio short, and Ted Lilly the pitcher. Lilly going, he in Game 4 he did come in for an inning, that extra inning, long extra inning game. But he was ready to go. That was kind of his side day, so he's in good shape here. Dodgers, they will have Matt Kemp in center facing the lefty Lilly, and then Ethier in right, Russell Martin catching, Manny Ramirez in left, Casey Blake third base, Jeff Kent first, Nomar Garciaparra short, Angel Baroa second base, and Lowe. What's the AL series update? Well, the just to make sure that I'm on top of things, because I believe the Angels are 3-2 up. Yeah, the Angels won 6-4 in walk-off fashion in Game 5. So they're going back to Boston. The Angels, if they can get 1 out of 2 in Boston, they will move on to the World Series. So Mike Fontenot will lead off here against Lowe, and a 1-4. That will be a ballpark single chance. 1-6, and it's a 9, so it'll be a liner to second baseman Baroa, and there we go. DeRosa, 311 grounded to first base. That will be underhanded by Kent, playing first today in place of Loney with the lefty on the mound, and covering will be Derek Lowe. So now Derek Lee facing Derek Lowe with 2 outs. 3-8 single. So 2 outs. Let's have Derek Lowe, not great at holding. Martin is a -1 arms, so that would make Derek Lee a 1-14 if he's able to get a lead here. And he doesn't. 9, you need a total of 4. So Lee is gonna hold 6-9 righty, strikes him out to end the inning. And actually, I wasn't completely accurate there. It would, if he would have gotten a good lead, nobody's holding him. So, but anyway, that ends the inning regardless, as it would have been a 1-6 chance, and that's kind of a foolish opportunity to run. Mr. Utah Mike Why am I not surprised that you're rooting against the Red Sox? That's okay. I understand completely. I'll be seeing your boys on Saturday. So, I won't tell you who I'm rooting for on Saturday. It's kind of a really tough call for me. See, I think I probably should go without that light. The only other thing I could consider doing is maybe it just puts a lot of light out right on those cards. And I feel like that may be a little better. I was liking it because it kind of like put a light. There goes all this other stuff. It's kind of shining more light on the dice, but I don't know. Anyway, I do have tickets. Well, a ticket for Citi Field. It was not cheap from what my friend who organized it told me. So Matt Kemp against Lily, 5-10 righty, grounder to short. Terrio is not going to get to it. That will be through for a single and no air there, but a leadoff single for Matt Kemp. Lily not very good at holding runners, and let's see. That'll be Soto. So, oh, there's a bug. Did I get it? Oh, there he is. Get off my card, you filthy scoundrel. Where'd you go? There you are. Oh, it's jumping. Well, we got something on the field here. Did I get it? Nope, he's right over there. Little jerk. All right. We got to bring out the heavy artillery here. Let's see. I hardly ever use this gold die. Boy, every time I touch something, he just jumps. I don't know if you can see that little bugger there, but I want him to get off my dang cards so I can smush his rear end. Did I get him? I think I might have. Oh, jerk. All right, and I've got everything flying all over the place here. I've got more cheat sheets than an idiot 9th grade honor student. Okay, we're back. So we've got Kemp, which in this case, Lily and Soto kind of work together to equal each other out. So you take 18 and subtract 2 if he gets a good lead, and it would be a 1-16. So Kemp will try to get a lead here, and a 7 means he doesn't. Needed 2 through 6. So Ethier at the plate. Lefty for 6, a line out right at first baseman Derek Lee, and that'll be 1 out. Canadian Goose delay, yeah. The DeGrom, yep. Has Jeter traded anybody from Miami yet here in the last week? I don't know. I'm trying trying to figure out. 3-11, that's a grounder to short, which will, or wait, 3-11, I got to look from the left side. Well, let me double check here. We had a 4-6, and then the first one was an X chance. This is from the left side, 3-11, that's going to be a hit by pitch. So, got to get my bearings straight. And getting your bearings straight's not just some waterway in northwestern Alaska. Righty 5-3 fly ball to right field. A check of Fukudome. 2E6, 2 and 5. I think he gets under that one barely. And a 12 on an E6 will make the play. That'll be the second out. And Kemp's not going to try to get the third. It'll be Casey Blake now. Oh, wild pitch. Maybe it would have been a good idea for him to go to third. 1-4. 13, so no. 6-9 righty, and that is trouble. Normal power against a lefty. 1-14. A home run. And it is a 4. It is gone. 3-run homer. Casey Blake. Dodgers jump out to a big lead here in the first inning as they want to punch their ticket for the World Series. 3 runs batted in for the Dodgers. So Kent now 2 outs. Righty 5-4 fly ball to center field. Edmonds 3 E10 3 and 20 gets to it E10 and an 8. And he is able to make the play for the final out. But the Dodgers get 3, and they are on their way. As long as Derek Lowe can pitch a good game here, keep them out of trouble. They've got every chance to get into that World Series, which they didn't get to back in 2008 because of one fighting Philly team. So Fukudome, 6-9 lefty. That's a fly ball to center. That'll be caught. 1 out, Giovanni Soto. 2-4 righty grounded to second, and Baroa getting a start at second, throws to Kent, the normal second baseman, and Jim Edmonds 1-5. 1-5 home run. That'll be a double for Edmonds, and the second hit of the game for the Cubs. And Terrio to bat. They will pitch to Terrio. 1-10, and that's going to be an anti-clutch single. So that's a pop out to short, and that ends the inning. The 1-10 with the Omega. That is it. So no runs, as a really unlucky roll there for the Cubbies. Edmonds in scoring position with 2 outs, and that is not a single. So going to the bottom of the second. Garciaparra, 2-12. That will be a single, and with that nobody on base and nobody out, 2-12 with the Omega is a single. So Lady Luck shining on the Dodgers so far. Baroa, I'm going to swing away, 2-4, and that's going to be in the gap. That is a double. Coming up to third and stopping will be Garciaparra. So second and third, nobody out, and bring up Derek Lowe with pitcher's hitting card number 2. 170, he'll take a strikeout just to get out of the way and not line into any kind of triple play or anything like that. So Matt Kemp now. 1-8, 1-9 home run, or 1-9 home run. Will it go? It is gone. Another 3-run homer, 6-0, and Lilly is getting knocked around, and 6 runs in 2 innings makes him tired. He is going to be ineffective, so the Cubs cannot get their starters to do a whole lot for him here. So Ethier, 3-10 a walk, and Lilly is in trouble Russell Martin. Now that's going to be a grounder to short, which will end the inning. That'll be 6-4-3 as Terrio starts the double play. But two big bombs from the Dodgers and 6-0, an uphill climb for the Cubs. Well, I had remarked recently that there hadn't really been any blowouts, so this is the start of one. We'll see if the Cubs can respond here. Well, with a day off, let's see, what do they have available? So, Harden, let's see, Dempster. He's available on short rest, or maybe not. They're going to have Sean Marshall warm up here. And they're going to pinch hit for Lilly. This is desperate times often call for desperate measures, and they will call on PA to lead off here. So an early exit for Ted Lilly. Lefty 6'8", grounded to second base, and no problems there for Baroa. And Mike Fontenot, lefty 4-7, 1-16 single. And that's a 4, so they've had a hit in every inning but can't string them together. Brings up Mark DeRosa with 1 out. Righty 6-7, a strikeout. So Derek Lee, 3-7, grounded to second, and that will do it. 0 so far for the Cubs, 3s so far for the Dodgers, and so Lilly is out of the game. They're going to bring in Sean Marshall for a period. They may have Harden pitch. He would be 1, 2, 3. He would be available to pitch in this game, but they're going to start only with Marshall. Okay. Manny Ramirez against the lefty Marshall, 2-6. That'll be a grounder to the pitcher. So Marshall throws to first for the out. Casey Blake, the big home run, batting from the right, 4-10, catcher X. Soto 2 and 8 will be a foul out unless there's an error, and there isn't. And now Jeff Kent, 5-6 righty. That's a strikeout. 1, 2, 3 for Marshall. Shuts him down in the third after Ted Lilly got a little roughed up. So top of the fourth. 6-0 Cubs. Dodgers, excuse me, not Cubs. What am I saying? Cubs at the plate. And Ramirez, 6'8 righty, grounded to short. So Fukudomi, 3-8. That's a fly ball to left. And Soto, 1-4. And what poor luck. Lots in the one column, but that is the grounder to second. And that may be the second time we've hit that on Soto's card. Grounded to second base. So Derek Lowe, no problem so far. Bottom of the fourth. Bottom 3 of the order. Garcia Parra. That'll be a grounder back to Marshall. Baroa. Righty 4-9 strikes him out. Low at the plate, 2-6. That's a strikeout. Been struck out twice. All right, we'll go to the 5th. Hey, Larry. Well, hope you hit the ball straight and relatively infrequently. We are in the top of the 5th, and the Dodgers have a 6-0 lead looking to close out this series. Already knocked Ted Lilly out of the game. And Derek Lowe. What did I do? Yeah, I did something stupid here. There wasn't a new pitcher there. So Derek Lowe facing Edmonds. Lefty 6-7. He strikes him out. Everything's come up roses for Lowe. Terrio. Righty 5-4. Fly ball to center field. Kemp 3 and 17. He gets there. E3 and 12 will be a made play. And the pitcher spot. Well, Marshall pitched 2 good innings, but they're going to have to get somebody else warming up in their pen. It'll be Jason Marquis. And they will pinch hit again. This time it'll be Darrell Ward with 2 outs. Okay, so nobody on. Darrell Ward. That'll be a grounder back to the pitcher. So pretty looking pretty lifeless here in LA from the Cubs. Looks like the trip really took a lot out of them. Maybe that maybe the rally they had the other night just was a little more than maybe they kind of, you know, quote unquote shot their wad a little early or something. So sorry for the imagery, but all right, Matt Kemp will face Jason Marquis. 6-8 righty, fly ball to center will be caught by Edmonds. Andre Ethier. Lefty 5-3 fly ball to DeRosa. 4 and 10. That will be a single. And no error. But DeRosa won't be able to get to that. And so Russell Martin with Ethier at first. 1-6. 1-3 would be a home run. Otherwise, it'll be a fly ball to left. And it will be caught by DeRosa this time. Ethier retreats, and Manny Ramirez, who has done a bunch of dinger hitting here. Potential balk, 1-2 for Marquis. It's a 7. 2-9, he strikes out. So Dodgers will be okay with Manny striking out when they've got a 6-0 lead. Going to the 6th inning. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, mid-round adjustments are very, what's the word I would look for? I would say not very reliable ways to get your game back into the swing of things, so to speak. Top of the 6th, Fontenot. That's going to be a potential triple. Need a 1 for that, otherwise it's a double. So Fontenot leads off. He's 2 for 3. A single and a double. And so could this be the time when the Cubs again mount a comeback? They've been good late recently. DeRosa, 4-8 righty. Now that's a strikeout. And this is the inning of weakness for Lowe. So Derek Lee. .211, a ballpark home run for a righty. 1-8. Oh, and okay, well, Here's where I should prepare and know my dimensions. So it's going to be the center field at Dodger Stadium. I think it's playable, but let's take a look. Oh, yeah. So potential robber, and it's going to be off the center fielder, who is Kemp. He's a 3. So with a 3, 1 to 11 is a home run, 12 to 20 is an out, and it's gone. 2-run homer for Derek Lee out of here, and that makes it 6 to 2. So the Cubs not out of it yet. 1 out in the 6th. So Lowe's day of cruising is made a little less comfortable. Righty 5-10, grounder to short. Garcia Parra 4E24. 4 and 6 will be a single, and that's going to be the 3rd hit. And let me check. 24 and 11. I think that's still fine, and it is, but that's going to be the 3rd hit for Lowe. They're going to try to let him get through the inning, but they're also going to get some action going in the bullpen. Look at Chanho Park warming up. And so Fukudome with a runner at first. And let's see what happens here. 1-8 strikes him out. That's the 2nd out. And now Soto. And a potential balk, but no balk rating for Lowe. So Soto, 4-11 righty, grounded to 3rd, will end the inning. Blake makes the play to first, 2 runs on 3 hits. And Lowe survives. Park will sit back down. Okay, Marquis will get a 2nd inning of work. Not tired. And so Blake will lead off. Homer in the first. 1-2, that's a liner caught by Aramis Ramirez. Jeff Kent. 2-11, that's a ballpark single. 1-6. That'll be a liner to shortstop. And so Garcia Parra. 1-11, a ballpark home run. 1-8 for a righty, and it's going to be a check for the left fielder, who is DeRosa. A 4 means 1-15 is a home run, and it's 15 on the money. That is gone. So they get one right back. Garcia Parra with a solo home run. And Baroa now with 2 outs. Now 7-2. 1-6 grounder back to Marquis for the out. Well, looking good for the Dodgers right now. The Cubs looking like they will not need that room tomorrow night. They'll be able to head back to Chicago tomorrow, most likely, unless they can really start to put something together. Low. Let's see. They're going to bring in Park. Chanho Park will pitch here for the Dodgers in the 7th. And, well, it's a little early to be doing any kind of defensive stuff for the Dodgers just yet, but let's see what happens here. So Edmonds against Park. 2-10 a walk. That brings up Terrio. (3-9) another walk. 2 hitters cards walks, and that brings up the pitcher spot. And they're going to have Micah Hoffpower come in with 2 on and nobody out. The substitution for in the lineup for, or on the roster for Soriano's injury. So Hoffpower maybe with a chance to draw this closer. So first and second, nobody out. 4-8 lefty. That's a single to right. And Edmonds will hold. Actually, they'll throw into second. Edmonds is going to score. They will throw into second to make sure Terrio goes no further, but that's going to be 7-3. So, and that brings up Fontenot. The Dodgers are going to get Ko and Saito warming up here. Trying to get Park through this inning, but he is in trouble. So Fontenot at the plate. Potential wild pitch, 1-4. Oh, and it's a 2. Dodgers are melting down as we speak. It is 7-3, and runners at second and third. Well, Park will pitch to Fontenot. This may be his last batter. They're playing with the infield back, 3-5. That is a strikeout for Park, so a much needed out. And that'll bring up DeRosa. Again, the infield will be back here. They want an out. 2-5, a walk. And that's going to be it. So what that brings up the tying run in Derek Lee. And Park is going to be shepherded off. The manager comes out and gets him. And against Lee, it will be Saito. To face Lee with the bases loaded. They're going to play with double play depth. A double play gets them out of the inning, and Lee at the plate against Saito. 6-7 righty, that's a strikeout. That's a big out. Now it's Ramirez. I mean, this guy can do it. But can Saito get them past Ramirez? 2-10, a ballpark single 1-6 would score a run. But it's a 17. That's a liner caught by Garciaparra, and no further damage done. Saito walks a tightrope there, but is able to clean up the mess that Park left. And one run makes 7-3. Still not out of the woods. Marquis is done. They're going to call on they'll do Samardzija here. And so the Dodgers are going to pinch hit. And so the third pitcher will be the fourth pitcher will be Samardzija. And they will have Juan Pierre lead off. Okay, so Juan Pierre against Jeff Samardzija. Lefty 6'6", he's going to draw a walk, and this guy is a speed demon. Samardzija does nothing to hold guys on, so just a question of whether he is able to get a good lead or not, and a 7 means he does not. So they're holding him. That makes it a 15 down to 11. A +5 means a 1-16. No, he's not going to steal yet. He's going to go with Matt. There'll be Matt Kemp here. So it's not a sure thing, and with a decent, so 6-3 righty ballpark single chance 1-6. Everything is coming up pretty decent for the Dodgers here today. All of these little splits and checks, and so first and second with nobody out, Andre Ethier at the plate. Lefty 5'10", grounded to third. This could be 2. Ramirez 2-E-20, 2-3. That is, let's see. Well, Juan Pierre at second. Are you going to hold him? If you're holding him, that's a single 2-star. We're going to say they're not trying to cover all their bases. Chances are, with nobody out, Pierre is not going to be stealing anyway. Would they hold him? Let's say no, but it will cause the runners to advance here. Let's see if there's an error on the E20. E20 and 11. Oh, and it's an error. So let's... it's going to just be an E5, and everybody moves up one. So Dodger fans are wringing their hands a little bit here, but the bases are loaded, nobody out, and Russell Martin at the plate. This game could get rough in a hurry. 4-10 righty. Grounder to short. They're playing with the infield in here, so that's going to be Terrio. 3E16. There's 8 chances for a single out of 20, and that's a 4. That is a single. Only one base advance, but that's going to score a run. And then, wait, 14 on Terrio's E16, and that is an error. So S1 with an error is going to be single and an error. Batter to second, runner advances 2 bases. So that is a single and an E6. 2 errors in the inning. And the Dodgers pick up 2 more runs, and it is now 9-3. And Samardzija not getting help from his defense. All right, infield still has... well, they're going to walk Manny here. No, they aren't. They decided against it. So Manny, they're playing infield in 3-2, and said they were going to walk him, and then I said they wouldn't. Well, they just did. So the Cubs are going to stop the bleeding. They're going to call on Marmol, who is a much better pitcher than... well, let me see. Samardzija, 228 ERA. Marmol, 268 ERA. I'm not sure Samardzija is that much better or that much worse than Marmol, but they got to do something here. And, yep, they'll just go with it. Pitched in the 7th. Bases loaded again for Casey Blake. He's gone deep once already. Will it be again? 1-6, and he walks home a run. The Cubs are getting just disastrous luck here. Again, the infield in, nobody out. Jeff Kent. Bases loaded. Kent at the plate. 3-4, a grounder to first, but it's not going to be able to get 2 outs here. It's a B. So bases loaded, infield in, B. Batter safe, lead runners out. So just the lead runner will be retired. That'll be a 3-2. Everybody advances. Fielder's choice. Base is still loaded. Nobody, or with 1 out now. Garcia Parra. They're gonna play double play depth here. Try to get out of this inning if he can hit into a double play. Righty 4-4. Catcher X. It's gonna be Soto 2 and 1. That would be a wild pitch or a single, but a wild pitch is more likely, and it is. So that will bring home a run. So 4 across here in the inning, and it goes to 11, and Nomar still at the plate. Oh, he's played, yes. Yes, Spicer, he has played in this series. He has done pretty decent. 4-4 again for the righty. Another catcher check. Soto, this time a 16. 2 and 16 would be a foul out as long as he doesn't error, and he doesn't. So now they can play with the infield back without any qualms, and it'll be Angel Baroa. Second and third, 2 outs. 6-7 righty, grounder to second base. Can Fontenot get the job done? Oh, and a 2 and a 2. That's another single. That's going to score a run. Good grief. Cubs are just getting like every bad break. And an RBI for Baroa as he sneaks out a single. This Cubs bullpen has just not been, and Pierre can come back up and hit again. First and third, 2 outs. Lefty 5-6, a walk. 2 walks drawn by Pierre. And Matt Kemp back up here with the bases loaded. .48 righty. That is a strikeout, and definitely that is the end of the inning. Let's make sure. Fielder's choice, foul out, strikeout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs in the 7th. That makes it even 12. A dozen. 12-3, 9-run lead. Dodger fans are reveling in the glory of very much having a chance here to go to the World Series. They're going to ask, they'll have Maddox come out here and pitch an inning. The wily veteran Maddox with a 9-run lead. Pitcher in the, well, let's see. What are we going to do with this? Anything? Well, let's take a look here. They can bring in Loney. So they're going to bring what's Pierre's let me see, what's his, yeah, he's no better than Kemp, so there's no reason to do a defensive replacement there with him. Let's see, what's Baroa? Well, they're just going to go with Loney at first. They could bring out Manny, but why chance needing him too much? Kent is expendable, so Loney. Sorry for the delay here, but this is National League Baseball for you, so you get some double switches here as you get to the point where first base in the 8th inning. And we will have Maddox hit in the 9-hole. And he will pitch the 8th. Alright, so Kent is going to ride the bench now. Ko is going to go back on the pile. He didn't have anything happen. Alright, Fukudome will face Maddox. Cubs need 9. It is 12-3. 3-3. That's a grounder to third base. And Blake has no problems fielding that one and throwing it to Loney just in the game. Soto. 2-8. That's a strikeout. Also, I forgot to mark that Loney will be potentially batting there. Edmonds, 2 outs. 5-8 lefty, grounder to second base. Baroa 3, E37. 3, he gets to it, E37 and 9. Will he make the play? He does. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Greg Maddox. They may have him close this game out with that kind of stuff. So, bottom of the 8th. Yeah, they'll stick with Marmol here. If you bring somebody in for Marmol, like a pitcher, would that be somebody aiding Marmol? Would that be Marmalade? Anyway. Ethier 4-10 lefty, fly ball to center field. Edmonds 3 and 4 will be a hit. That's going to be a single. Oh, and maybe an error on an E10. That's a 17. No, surprisingly, 16 or 18 would be errors. This is just going to be a single. So, but still, these pitchers have gotten the darnest of, and here is going to be a 1-16 wild pitch. When it rains, it pours. Russell Martin at the plate. 3-4, grounded to third base. That would have been a double play if it had happened the first time, but in this case, look the runner back to second, one away. Manny Ramirez could have taken him out of the game maybe. Righty 4-7 strikes him out. Give him the rest of the day off, but no. Casey Blake. So what team has the lead? The Dodgers are up 3-2, so this would close it out if they can just finish this off, and that's going to be a grounder to Terrio, 3E16, 7. Well, he barely gets to it, and he's going to make the play. Already committed an error in this game, so not a stellar day here for the Cubs. They kind of got a little complacent early on. Lowe took them out of their game, and this is the top of the 9th, 12-3. And anything the Cubs have left in the bag, they might as well trot it out, and Reed Johnson's in the on-deck circle. But Maddox will come out to try and pitch a second inning and get them into the World Series. 5-9 righty, grounder to short. Garcia Parra, 4E24, 4-9. He'll get to it. And a 7 on an E24. Let me check that. He does throw it accurately, and that is an out. So, pitcher spot, this will be Reed Johnson. So, Reed Johnson, Hoffpower has not been in the game for a little while. He pinch hit before. Reed Johnson against Maddox. 3-7, that's going to be a single. So, look out below. Fontenot. (111) a grounder to first. Trying to get 2-1-6, but the relay not in time to beat the speedy Fontenot, and so with 2 outs, he's going to defensive indifference take second base. Probably not. I don't know. Could have happened with Reed Johnson too, but swung at the first pitch. So. Mark DeRosa, last gasp for the Cubs. 5-10 righty, grounded to short. Garcia Parra needs to make this. 4E24. 4-5, it will be a single. And that is 10. Let me double check that. No error. Yes, no error, but that will be a single. That was with 1 star, so only 1 base advance here. Derek Lee at the plate. Any more, and the Dodgers might have to get Broxton warming up here and just give him a ceremonial run out. 1-5, struck him out. That is your ball game. Sorry to the Cubs fans. No runs in the bottom of the 9th. That is a 12-3 final here from Chavez Ravine. Dodgers move on to the World Series in the 2008 Super Advanced Playoffs. I'm going to close that off. This isn't replay, this is playoffs. That's my little header there. So your winner, Derek Lowe, pitches 6 pretty good innings. And the loss goes to Ted Lilly, who got shellacked early. Some bad luck. The rolls never really went the Cubs' way in this game, and that's just the way it came down to it. But, yeah, Dodgers had a little bit of a rough go of it last game. They got snuck up on at the end of that final game at Wrigley. And you know, you just wondered if maybe the Cubs could build some momentum, but then they came out here and just looked very flat. The team kind of faded in this game right away. Some chances the Royals didn't go their way, and once that started happening, it just snowballed, and that's that. So we're just under an hour. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna move my lamp here a little bit, and I'm gonna take my phone and just turn it around. So, Mike McAllister, it's good to see you, my friend. And it's good to see all of the friends here on the channel. Hope you all are having a great start to your summer. I might need to turn this off. That might help a little bit. This might help too. A little bright in here. Yeah, there we go. That might be better than this. That'll be fine. Yeah, so who will the Dodgers play? We don't know yet. The Angels, there's a good chance we will have a SoCal series, as the Angels are up 3-2 on the Red Sox. So we will see if the Angels, all they need is one of two at Fenway. If they can do that, they will be in, and they will face the Dodgers, and then I have to take a look at the records. I think the Dodgers would be the team that has the home field advantage in that. But yeah, so just happy to be playing games here. Summertime coming, stuff happening. Like I said before, I'm going up to the Big Apple this weekend for a game. Gonna meet some friends and have some good times, hopefully. But just a lot of stuff going on. Thank you, Larry. It will be, I think it'll be something to remember for sure. The AL series, Herb's home village. It might be on Sunday night. We have to see. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff really starting to just sort of like, I mean, it's been happening all spring too. There's stuff going on. There's the demands of just having a family and needing to take care of certain responsibilities with that. And just other, like I said, other commitments that I end up having, quote unquote, having to make. I'm sure we are all in this kind of boat, but you start doing something, and then you just kind of get pushed towards that more and more as you go along, and so little things come up, and it's at times really difficult to say no. And so that's kind of what's going on with some of the stuff here, but that's not to say. Yeah, so yeah, gonna see a lot of Queens probably. I mean, I'll be going through Manhattan, but on the train, you really don't see a lot of Manhattan when you're going, whether it's heading up through New Jersey or on the subway itself. You end up a little more underground for a lot of that trip. But then, yeah, we'll try our best to. I don't know. I'd like to be a neutral observer, but I think my friends are going to be behind the home team. Probably my two best friends. Yes, I'm going to the Subway Series, but my two best friends from college were both Mets fans, or are both Mets fans. So I'm only going to be going to one of them. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm gonna be rooting for. But they are, so as a Phillies fan, it's not an easy gig to pull off, except the fact that they're playing everybody's favorite heel in baseball. The Yankees are kind of like the mortal enemy of just about every team because of the way that they operate, and their excellence in historical excellence. So um, their willingness to outspend everybody for the most part, although that hasn't always been the case here in recent years. But in any way, in any regard, I wouldn't mind just kind of being there to enjoy the atmosphere. Um, yeah, I'll take some pictures. It'll be a good time. I'm gonna get to spend time with my other. Like I said, I had two quote unquote best friends in college. So we were all in the chemistry field. Um, but my one friend, I knew him through college radio. We actually were for football. We were I was play by play. He was color commentary, and then when we did basketball, the sports director. So I was actually the general manager of the station for a while, and then I became operations director as well later on. Um, so the sports director in my senior year and their junior year, he was play by play for basketball, and the other guy was the color commentary, my friend. And then I kind of supported them with statistics and things like that as the game went on. Try to feed them information as things happen. So we got to take some cool trips during college. Down to New York City. My college was in a conference that played NYU, Brandeis, so Boston, Washington University, which is St. Louis, University of Chicago. We went to Emory, which is in Atlanta. Trying to think if there were any other. I mean, we did some local trips to New York State too, but out to Utica, um, Geneva, where Hobart, and William Smith. Hobart, for anybody who follows the NFL to a certain extent, if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, they're starting, I believe their center, Ali Marpet, went to Hobart, which is a Division III school, and he's actually become one of the best interior linemen in the NFL. I think he's made the Pro Bowl, and he's continuing to improve. So pretty big distinction there for a small college on the northern shore of the Finger Lakes to be able to have a... Well, in my school, so I'm not sure if I mentioned on the channel here, the other thing that was kind of neat is my junior year, I did the play-by-play as well, and I think it was that year, but it could have been my senior year. Brian Dable was one of the defensive backs for University of Rochester, and he has progressed himself through the ranks of coaching within the NFL. He was with the Patriots for a while. Most recently, he was with the Crimson Tide and won a national championship as their offensive coordinator. And now he's moved up to the Bills. So a guy that I actually called in school, called his name a couple times. It's kind of neat that he'll be calling plays for my favorite NFL team. So sometimes a small world, but in any event, let's not get too long-winded here. We're almost at the hour mark. So thanks for everybody for watching this. Do I work in sports radio, bro? No, I do not. I am my day job is, it rewards me well enough that it really never was something that I pursued any further. I have done podcasting about sports. Most recently, soccer was the big thing that I had a podcast with. Wouldn't mind getting into it, although some of my, probably with you guys that have heard some of my rants, can be a little loony. But, it is kind of a it'd be somewhat a dream to be able to do it, a dream job, but I mean, it's a very competitive field. I have a couple friends who have tried to do that in the past and had some luck for a while, but then had to sort of like branch into their own, sort of like they produce their own podcast through Blog Talk Radio, because it's a very competitive field, and I think it's as much we'll say political as it is anything. You know, like you got to know sort of the right people and kiss the right you know what, and you know not to make it too. I think I think it can be done, but it's just you've got to be good. Helps to have a voice for it, and it helps to have some connections and probably to have gone to the right schools. I mean, obviously you see a lot of these people that are in sports broadcasting have gone to places like Syracuse or maybe Ivy League or maybe like Stanford or you know, just the good schools, Notre Dame, places that are, and then like the you know, Connecticut School of Broadcasting is kind of like another well-known place where you can get training in that. But you know, another trip that I got to make was there was a college broadcasters conference that I went to a couple times, which is pretty cool. That was in Rhode Island. So but anyway, I'd love to, and maybe at some point maybe at some point this would end up being a potential medium for some kind of I mean, we do some sports talk here, right? I mean, we not a huge amount of people on the live stream most nights, but when there are some people, we answer some questions. At some point, I wouldn't mind figuring out a way to maybe do some interviews and have that be something that you know, interview some, whether it's gamers, whether it's game designers, people that want to get the word out. That may be some content that is more novel and would bring in viewership, and maybe open up some eyes to some new products. But anyway, I keep rambling on here. Thanks to everybody for watching and hanging in here for a while. Dodgers going to the World Series. We will decide with the final two games of the NLCS whether or not it'll be the Los Angeles Angels, who have a 3-2 lead, or if it'll be the Boston Red Sox winning 2 in a row at Fenway and being able to punch their ticket into the World Series. We'll see in the very near future. Thanks, everybody. If you could like the video, we really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos just like this. Have a great night, and see you soon. Probably won't see you till after I head up there to the city, but looking to have a good time. Thanks a lot.